As after the creation of Midgard and Asgard, the gods beheld the vastness of Yggdrasil, the horse of the terrible, the tree that united the 9 worlds. This ash, the largest and most beautiful they had ever seen, possessed branches that stretched across the entire world, reaching so high that the tree's crown touched the celestial vault, which is why skalds commonly said, Yggdrasil grew from the past, lived in the present, and extended into the future. 3 extensive roots held it aloft, roots that reached to the edges of creation. The first of these rose in Asgard, near the plain of Idavol, and beneath it emerged the well of Urd, which nourished the great tree and would be the home of the Norns. The second emerged in the land of the giants, Jotunheim, and was fed by the well of Mimir, the well of wisdom, whose guardian was the giant of the same name who drank from the well with the horn Gjallarhorn. Finally, the last root grew to the ancient lands of Niflheim, and beneath it lay the primordial well Hvergelmir, a spring contaminated with poisonous venom and infested with countless serpents, from which the 11 rivers of Elivagar sprang. Then, the gods reflected on the great burden borne by Yggdrasil and how it was in a constant struggle for survival, as it was food and home to various beasts that had decided from time immemorial to subsist upon it. From root to crown, the first to appear was Nidhogg, a dragon or serpent originating from the dark mountain Nidafjöll. This creature lived near the well Hvergelmir in Niflheim, where it fed on the 3rd root of Yggdrasil, which also served as the prison of the feared beast. Hence, Nidhogg gnawed from below in search of escape, tormenting the human souls left in Niflheim as it awaited the arrival of Ragnarok, when all would be destroyed. It is also said that Nidhogg tormented the human souls remaining in Niflheim, although this latter assertion is an interpretation, which is supported by the etymology of its name and its relationship with Nastran in the Voluspa. But not only Nidhogg threatened the stability of the sacred tree, but various serpents also gnawed at the base of the ash from the misty lands, serpents that likely originated from the well Hvergelmir and were named Goin-Moin, the 2 sons of Grafitnir, Grabak, Grafolud, Ofnir, and Svafnir. Later, lifting their gaze, the gods saw that along the thick trunk of Yggdrasil, a squirrel traveled impatiently from root to crown and vice versa. This little animal, named Ratatoskr or RATATOSKR, the Tooth Nor or the climbing incisor, maliciously carried messages or slanderous gossip between the unnamed eagle and the dragon Nidhogg. Likewise, in the branches of the great tree, the gods saw 4 deer living on high, called Dáinn, Dvalinn, Duneyrr, and Duraþrór, which grazed beneath the ash's branches, nibbling on the new shoots before they turned green. It was also said that these beasts were possibly the spirits of 4 dwarves who bore the same names, beings who took this form to reach the highest branches. Similarly, some scholars recount that these deer were representations of the 4 seasons or the 4 winds, referring to these same, due to the significance of their names, Dáinn, the dead, Dvalinn, the unconscious, being a representation of calm wind, Duneyrr, the thunder in the ear, and Duraþrór, the prosperous sleep. Upon reaching the crown, the gods saw how the falcon VEDFOLNIR, pale storm, the one whitened by the weather, sat between the eyes of an eagle whose name had been lost in the volatile ink of time. Of the eagle, it is only known that it perches on the branch Lerald, the highest of Yggdrasil, possesses knowledge on many subjects, and is in constant dispute with Nidhogg through malicious messages. Just as the wind's rumor brings with it leaves from other trees, other beings came over time to subsist on the great tree, which, due to the various names the ash acquired, were related directly or indirectly. For example, according to the words of Fjolsvein atop Mímameidr, the tree of Mimir or Mima, a tree that according to myth covers all known land and offers abundant fruit, resided VEDFOLNIR, a golden-colored rooster that shone like a lightning storm and sat atop the crown as a virtually immortal guardian who watched over the integrity of this world. It is said that from on high he incessantly conversed with Surtur and Sinmara, the latter possibly being Surtur's companion. It is also recounted that VEDFOLNIR could only be killed by the branch Levatein, harmful branch, with which Loki fashioned a spear with which he would kill him. It has been suggested that the central tree represented in the Overhogdal tapestries is the YGGDRASILL, and that the bird at the top is Gullinkambi, replacing VEDFOLNIR. Likewise, EIKTHYRNIR will be present, a deer that stands on the roof of Valhalla, eating the branches of the tree called Lyradir. It is said that the water that flowed from its antlers fell into the spring Vergelmir, the place from which all the rivers of the world originated. On the roof of the same Valhalla, the goat HEIDRÚN will also eat the green leaves of Lyradir, food that will nourish the me that will flow from her udder, and that all Einherjar will drink. And thus creation flourished, and the gods, humanity, and all creatures acquired their place in the order of all things. Then the Aesir, in the youth of Asgard, had offspring and created dwellings, raised altars, and fashioned jewels in that golden age where neither death nor time threatened the well-being of the Aesir.